What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Tukes and today I'm going to be bringing you guys a very special video. Huge shout out to Braum for sponsoring these new seats that I have in the back seat of the car. As you guys can see, we have one big box here, another big box. We also have a harness. We have black harnesses with the seats. As you guys see, this is the current setup as of now. Let's get these out. We'll get into it right now. All right guys, so here we have it. We have the Alpha X series from Braum Racing. Super fortunate. Thank you so much, Braum, for the sponsorship. Really appreciate it. They also went ahead and sent me a t-shirt, 2 hats. I don't know if they meant to send 2 hats, not really sure. Thank you anyways. We got 2 window stickers here. We also have our slider bars here. This is to adjust the seats forward and back. The brackets that go onto the bottom of both of the seats. And then they also sent over a hardware kit. I think that's pretty much it. I feel like I'm missing a box. Oh, the box is in your car. There's another box that they sent also. That's going to allow us to put these seats into the Supra. We will check that out. All right guys, so we actually got the seat brackets out. This is the only thing in the process that had to be custom fabricated apparently. So it looks like these are gonna go into the bottom of the floor and it'll sit up. Should be pretty easy, but you never know when it comes to putting stuff in the car or installing it. We're gonna start with the sliders on the seats and then we'll start taking the seats out of the BMW. We'll catch you guys then. So those
you can see the springs. The springs should be towards the front end of the car. So forward.
The spring should be towards the front of the car?
Yeah, the front of the seat.
Oh yeah.
I told you.
No, you did not. Whatever. All right guys, so we had a little bit of technical difficulties installing this before. Make sure the spring part is facing towards the front of the car. This part is where the recliner seat position, you know, where you slide the seat up goes. You want to make sure this is front and make sure these are towards the inside. And this is actually the passenger seat because it's obviously on the right side. All right, so when you go to take the seat out, before you yank the seat out, it's only 4 bolts. You have to push the seat all the way up, then bring the back part forward, raise the seat up also because there's a setting where you can raise the seat up. Take this yellow clip, push in and it just pops out. You just slide it forward and it literally just slides right out. And then you're good to go. You can take the seat out. All right guys, so we finally got the seats in. It was a bit of a complication, but honestly the stock seats actually come out pretty easy. All it is just one simple yellow clip. Honestly, from here, gloves all ripped. It looks pretty dope. Woo! That's fire. That is fire. I didn't have to put any spacers in for the bracket. You can if you want to, but my head, I'm actually 5'9.5", I'd say 5'10". I definitely would recommend not putting spacers, but if you want a little bit more height, if you're a shorter person, it might be beneficial to do that. It looks dope. Like, look at the way that the seat sits in there with the calipers of the car. It looks fire. Gas. We want to keep the stock seat belt just in case, because those harnesses are kind of big. I want to have the luxury to be able to use the stock seat belts. So I took this seat belt harness off and I'm going to use them because the new seats actually come with the L bracket on the side, so you can retain the stock seat belt. But now the next issue is trying to get this onto the new brackets of the car. So we are going to have to make a Home Depot run. There's no bolts that they give you, on the other side. You have to kind of do that yourself, which isn't so much of a big deal. This is more so riveted in. We cannot take that off. This clearance right here, you're not able to get a socket in there unless, there's some specific tool for it. We don't know. So we're on our way to Home Depot. It says passenger restraint system malfunction, which has to do with obviously the passenger sensor, I'm assuming. You can close it out, you can still drive with it, but it's gonna be up on the dashboard the whole time. Hopefully we can clear that up. As you can see, we parked all the way out in the middle of nowhere because there's so many carts, people be throwing carts around, we don't want that. If you have a Supra, I know you're probably one of those guys who parks all the way at the end of the parking lot. The drama. have the seats in. Still waiting on the Cusco harness bar. We're gonna code out all of the warnings that we're getting on passenger restraint and the airbag. My understanding was that the passenger airbag will still go off if the car is on and driving. These codes do not remove any of those safety features. It just removes the warning signals that you get when you're driving the car. I have a guy from Poland who was actually able to do my full screen. I can show you guys in my car. I have a 20 Supra. If you have a newer Supra, you already actually have this. If you take your car to the dealership, they can update it. I would not recommend taking your car to the dealership unless you want to lose the ability to tune your car, because they probably most likely will lock the car. You can also watch movies and videos. I have some videos I've shot in here, full screen. So I can play all my videos when I'm driving. It still works. What the setup is gonna be is we have a wire that's linked up to the OBD port. And the other end will look like this. Not really sure if it'll focus on that. There we go. We have OBD to Ethernet. We also have our laptop set up here. Team viewer. He explains everything that's needed to be downloaded when you're running the system, when you're doing whether the update for the full screen or any type of coding to your BMW. Also, what I have is a inverter in there that's plugged in. Plug it into the cigarette port, just so I have power to my laptop, because when you're coding your car, you don't want to have any issues where the car shuts off. Reminder is to leave your keys inside the car, whether you get out or get in. He recommends stepping outside of the car because you don't want any wires to be hitting, and if you lose connection in the middle of a code, it could brick your ECU, I'm sure, or brick something. So basically what he does is he takes control over your computer. I know that I had to download a couple of things, and he was able to go in there and do his thing. So I'll keep you guys updated. All right, so he just messaged me and said, working on it, stay tuned. So driver restraint system and passenger restraint system codes up. We also have the airbag up as well. All right, guys, so it took about maybe, I want to say 20 minutes, probably 15, 20 minutes, but I was on my phone the whole time. He was able to do it. Had a little bit of an issue because he was saying that the car was off, but it was on. It's probably because it was in Sport Plus mode. It's coded that way and maybe it didn't detect. I'm not really sure. There are no codes on. Everything is perfectly normal. There's no airbag light on. There is no seatbelt light on as well, and no restraint system on as well. If you are daily driving it, you might want to keep the stock seatbelts, just because it's kind of a hassle sometimes to get into the car and have to deal with that. And also, it's one less thing you have to worry about. If you guys are interested in getting your car coded when you put these seats in, or any type of coding, if you want full screen CarPlay for your Supra, I will put his information in the description below, and I will also put it up on the screen as well. Not that you can do anything with it, or I can probably link it up top. Overall, the seat install was pretty difficult. It's not difficult, it's just like a lot of tight corners with this car. I'm also going to put the coder in the description below. So that concludes the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.